Hi guys, got another horror DVD review today. This is of the Thai film Meat Grinder. Now, I'm not very familiar with world cinema. I've seen some Japanese films, some Mexican, some Spanish, probably a few others, French. I've never seen a Thai film before, and I will not be rushing to watch another. Overall, I really did not like this film. I got it new from the pound shop, which, you know, when you get stuff from the pound shop, you've got to expect it to be kind of poor. And I didn't have particularly high hopes for this, despite how well it was kind of advertised. It's like this. I really liked the sound of the way it said, "Saw was just an appetizer. Welcome to the main course." And you know, it's got like the usual good ratings and stuff like that. And I read the back, and it genuinely sounded interesting. The back basically tells you that it's a film about a woman who owns like a noodle stand or something like that, and is struggling. So she ends up using human meat, and the business takes off. And you know, that to me sounded really interesting. It did remind me kind of like of Sweeney Todd. What I was expecting from this film, but overall, it wasn't very. The main themes of the film wasn't really mentioned in the back, and overall, I was completely disappointed. And this has to be up there with one of the most boring films I've ever watched. On a good note, there's some really good gore in this film. I have to admit that. You know, there's some use of CGI, but it's mainly practical effects. You know, you get people getting limbs chopped off, fingers chopped off, stabbed and sliced, and you know, there was a couple of scenes with some brilliant gore. But aside from that, I can't really think of any other good points for this film, to be honest. I'm glad I only paid £1 for it. I mean, everything about the film was just slow, or boring, or uninteresting, or confusing, and you ended up just spending the entire film thinking, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, with it being a world cinema film, I was expecting it to be a bit unusual, and this was unusual too, but pretty unusual. I'd say if this would, but the story's very jumbled and very hard to follow. Originally the film it's so hard to follow at the beginning, and I kind of puzzled it together, but I still don't fully understand it, and I'm not sure if that's just my fault, 'cause I'm a bit tired, but overall it was just too confusing, and it tried to be like a mysterious film, and it just wasn't working. There's an interesting thing here by Nuts, a quote on the back. Says, I've tried to watch it all the way through without feeling nauseous. Yeah. Sorry, so far 57 minutes is my record, which is, I'd say it has to be a lie, because around 57 minutes I was just waiting for the film to end. Like, nothing was happening. And, you know, if it was told traditionally, the story about so many cutaways and flashbacks and all this other stuff like that, I think it would have been a decent enough film. Like, it's about a woman. It's basically about a woman who is struggling with her business, and some weird. And at the start of the film, she basically there's a guy looking for his sister, I believe, and she just kills him and starts torturing him. And this guy, I have to admit, is probably one of the most brutalised characters I've ever seen. He just gets absolutely slaughtered, and he just does not die. And the amount of things that happen to him is just beyond belief. You know, he gets absolutely slaughtered. I mean, it's incredible, but yeah. So she just kills him, and as the film goes on, you find out why. But I would have so much preferred to know this information before the torturing and the. I just think if it, instead of jumbling up the film and having flashbacks, if it just had the beginning and then the end, I think it would have been a much better film and so much easier to follow, because it's all about betrayal and revenge, kind of, and how the main woman's crazy, and you find out why. You don't even realise she's crazy at first, but you find out why later on. And there was just too much stuff like that in the film that I just didn't like. And overall, it was very boring. The music in the film was so strange. It was so strange and annoying, some of it, and just really loud at some points, and then, you know, you'd have to turn it down, and when you start talking, even though it was in foreign, it was just too quiet, so you couldn't really know what was going on. Oh, and I've not mentioned, which is kind of stupid of me, that it is in subtitles. I mean, when it started, the opening credits were like in some weird language, like the opening credits weren't in English, and I was like, oh no, I was genuinely worried that this film wasn't going to be even in English. I didn't think the subtitles were going to be English because like the title credits and all that was foreign. But yeah, the subtitles are English. And overall, like, I can't really stress enough how it was really boring, and I did not like the film at all. So I would say avoid this film for enjoyment and giving it a 2 out of 10, because it would be a 1, but there were some actually decent, notable gore scenes that have to be praised, because the special effects were decent, but there wasn't enough of it, nor was the storyline or the characters interesting enough. And the ending I thought was pretty stupid, and I just wanted the film to end for the last half an hour. It just would not end. I mean, the run time's 102 minutes, which is about 10 minutes longer than usual, and it felt like an eternity. That's all I can say for Meat Grinder. Have you got a rating of it?
1.
Yeah, I was struggling to keep you awake for most of it, which isn't going to change, but whatever. So, yeah. That's my review of Meat Grinder, and so definitely avoid this film. It looks nice in the collection because it's a random film not many people will be aware of, but overall it's a pretty poor film, and I will not be watching this again, and I won't be recommending it to anybody. So thank you for watching.